Hello everyone, my name is Stephen Tucker. I was asked by Blas Huezo from Barona Creek to post some photos of our maintenance facility since he wasn't able to make the golf industry show trip this year, and so I figured why not do a video and show you guys what got missed. To start everything off, kind of need to see where we came from. This is kind of the start of what we saw when we walked in the building. In the parts room. A lot of shelving and mess. There was parts all over the place, about $10,000 or so worth that we removed and sold off. As you can see here, in the red, that was where another door was, and then in the green was where there's a wall. And we removed both of those to make the room a little bit bigger. So also, it's important that after you see kind of where we were, where we're at right now, and the changes that we've made to the operation. So some of the first changes that we made were the window. As you can see, we put a window in. There wasn't one there before, so that they can see in and outside of the shop. The other additions is we tiled the floor, and then we have a company come in and put a sealer on that 4 times a year to make sure it stays looking good. The parts bins, we basically bought the new bins, but all the nuts and bolts were existing. I didn't buy all of that hardware, so we just converted it all over to those bins. Also, so the belts up on the wall, you don't see a lot of them. We try to minimize our inventory in the parts room. We do have a lease on equipment, so I try to minimize how much we keep in stock just to keep us up and running. This is our spark plug supply. Everything labeled. Also, you'll see the stickers on the back of the wall of the cabinet. Those are for Granger. We utilize Granger for a lot of this type of stuff, and they come in, scan it, and refill to our mins and maxes that we preset with them. It just kind of helps us with the administrative side, not having to run out of spark plugs, or when we're doing services, running out of filters and that type of thing. So these cabinets hold our oil filters, air filters, and hydraulic filters. You see this on the wall of that as well. It lists all the equipment and the crossover number for each of those pieces of equipment, whether it be hydraulic oil or air filters, so that the guys know exactly what filter goes on what machine. It does say it in our PM system as well. It's just kind of a quick list. Same thing, everything's labeled. Quite a bit of stock in there right now. At about a year out, we stop filling the cabinets up with filters and such, so that we can start getting it down before the lease flips. So that way we don't have a whole bunch of stock sitting in here. However, Granger does take it back, so we just try to keep that from happening and try to minimize it. So in the other cabinet, we've got the hydraulic filters. What we have inside is the filters that we've managed to cross-reference, and the others inside, you'll notice some John Deere filters. We've got some Toro filters. The ones that we can't cross over to an exact match, we buy the OEM filters for. This helps with inventory. They come in, they scan it, they know the mins and maxes that we need on each filter, and it allows us to get services done without running out of filters. So the next part of this is bins. We got these bins from Quantum. They're relatively cheap, inexpensive. I think they're anywhere from $300 to $500 a shelf. You can notice that the names of the equipment model are on are magnetized and put onto each shelf, so we know which piece of equipment's parts those are for. It makes it a lot quicker when you're coming in and looking for a specific part. You can narrow your search down to a shelf or two versus trying to scramble around looking for stuff and then end up ordering it and you had it in there on the shelf all along. So we try to minimize that. I try to also, we do the same thing with tines, but I've used before the method of keeping the shelf number and the bin number in our preventative maintenance system. I don't do that now, we're just testing the speed of it because it's another step having to go to the computer and check it and add more time. So this is where we keep all of our kind of miscellaneous stuff. We've got a lot of our welding equipment, grinding stones, and that type of thing. Also, we've got A lot of duct tape. This is from my golf course superintendent. I asked him at one point to order us some duct tape, and we came with enough supply to last us a year. So that's why you need to order your own things when instead of asking somebody else, because sometimes you end up with more than you need. Next part of the parts room is kind of the shelf that we put all of our tech manuals, operators manuals, and parts books on. I need to expand this and get one a little bit bigger. This is what we had left over from our maintenance facility renovation, so that's what we've been utilizing. Obviously, those operators books on the bottom, you get one with every machine, and so you tend to always have a lot. Computer, I have a head technician. This is his desk. All the preventative maintenance system and electronic electronic parts books and all that are in there. Here's the window to look out so you can make sure what's going on in the shop, see who's in there and that type of thing, something we didn't have before. So that's pretty much it. That's the parts room. We're certainly always looking to make improvements to it and get more efficient, so we're constantly changing things here and there. The first couple years we've just kind of tried to narrow everything down to what we actually need. So for the most part, that's it. Certainly appreciate everyone's time. If you want to follow me on Twitter, that is listed below, as well as my website. I tend to write new blog posts, and certainly going to be doing more videos here in the future for those of you that want to follow. Thanks again, and hopefully you guys pick a couple of ideas up from this and from future videos. So thanks.